Trav, what do you remember about that last time you played the Eagles?
Just winning and having all the family and friends up at Arrowhead that came out to see the game. We had a few coming from Cleveland that day, and just a lot of family and friends. Man, it was a fun experience to leave out of there with a win. I'm not sure if Jason felt the same way, but it was definitely cool.
You were a little extra amped, I think, during the game. Is that fair to say with Jason too? And is that sort of thing that's on your mind going into this?
Sort of, I guess. I mean, I think it's always in the back of my mind that, not only is it my brother, but, and this is nothing against Kansas. I love Kansas City. I'm so fortunate to be here, man, but they took the opportunity away from me to play with my brother in Philly when they picked Zach Ertz in the draft. So it's just in me to, see that, and Zach Ertz has been awesome for him, helped him get a Super Bowl. So, I mean, it wasn't the wrong pick. It's just in my mind they took that opportunity when I thought it would be so cool to, play at all three levels with my brother. But I'm happy I landed here in Kansas City, I can tell you that much.
Trev, there's a picture of you kissing him after the game. Like, how much is that in the Kelce household?
That picture? It's not in my household. I made sure I sent it to him, though.
You were hurt your rookie year, right? Did you even make the trip up there to Philly?
Yeah. So that was my rookie year, and that was the year that I was banged up, and I believe I was actually on the 53 still then. I think that was like week 6, and that might have been my last week. But I did not dress that day. No.
It was fun. I mean, the attitude of the Philly fans. That was Andy's first trip back there.
What
do you remember about that night? And you'd expect it to be a little bit different now because it's been longer. He's been away. He's won a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think personally, I've been to Philly a bunch of times since Coach Reed has been here, obviously, and I'd hear nothing but great things from Philly fans about Coach Reed. I mean, they absolutely loved him, adored him when he was in Philly. Obviously, he gave him a number of successful seasons, or just seasons that they could feed off of, and they just have a tremendous respect for Coach Reed, just as everybody else.
What do you take us back to Sunday? You guys were obviously disappointed with the way the game went, and then tell us about when you heard that Coach wasn't going to be at the podium, he was going to go to the hospital, and just the uncertainty that you guys had, and maybe take us through when you finally got to see him again this week.
Yeah, I mean, health is everything, right? I mean, this game is whatever, knowing the people in this building. Football is such a small aspect of life that we all take for what I'm trying to say is that everybody football is secondary, right? We're always thinking of health first, and that was the biggest thing for me, just to make sure that the big guy was okay. I wasn't even thinking about what it would be like without him in the building or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure that Coach Reed knew he had our support and that we were thinking about him.
Travis, what was it like for you when Jason won a Super Bowl, watching his celebration, and I wonder what you felt his feeling was for you when you guys won and how you celebrated?
I was in the stands crying in Minnesota when he won his. It was an unbelievable game between them and the Patriots, back and forth, a lot of emotion, a lot of scoring, which is fun to watch. Yeah, it was. I remember being in the stands and just being happy for him to get to the mountaintop. Being a walk-on linebacker at the University of Cincinnati and finding his way into All-Pro and just the stardom that he's had in his career. It's been cool to see him become who he is, and people get attracted to that because he's a fun guy to be around.
And the flip side of that for him towards you, did he reciprocate the feeling?
Oh man, it was cool to just be on the field with him. I did a few interviews with him. They were trying to make it about us, and he was trying to push it all to me. And I just that's him being a big brother and always having support, and being there when times are rough and then when times are great.
How well do you know Josh Gordon's game?
Familiar. I mean, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so yeah, seeing him play for the Browns, we have some Cleveland connections in terms of who he knew in the city, and I just respect the heck out of him, man. As a professional, everything from every team that he's been on, asking about him, and everybody praises him in terms of his work ethic, and I think this team is definitely suited for a guy like that, man, to come in and just work his tail off and try and get better.
How did you look at practice yesterday?
He was flying around, man. It was fun. It's when you see an athlete like that run, man, it's pretty cool.
As one of the leaders on the team, you haven't lost
2 games in a row since the Super Bowl season, but this is the first time in some time that you've been under 500. What's your message to your teammates in the locker room to get back on track with the, hopefully getting the win on Sunday?
Have a sense of urgency and don't panic. I mean, it's right there. We got a long season left, and we got the guys to get it fixed, right? We got the mentality, the leaders in the locker room to make sure that we're all doing the right things. But it starts in practice. It starts in our attention during the install, the game plans and stuff like that. And then when we go out on the field, understanding why we're calling the plays that we're calling and running them to full speed. Making sure that we're covering all the little details. Just back to the fundamentals.
Has that stuff changed this week? I mean, do you notice a difference in the mood or things like you just?
We were flying around yesterday, yeah. I mean, it was a little muggy, but everybody you could see was dripping sweat, and they were trying to work on their craft to get better.
Was there a conversation that you guys had, or just sort of understood that that's what needed to happen?
I mean, every single Tuesday, we'll walk into the building, and Coach Reed will have a team meeting, and he sets the challenge right there. It'll be a little review, and it'll be where we're going next. And sure enough, like I said, the leaders in this locker room, we're here, and it means a lot to us. So we're going to find a way to figure things out and rally the group to make sure that everybody's doing the right things. But that Tuesday meeting when Coach Reed came in, he presented us with the challenge, which is the Philadelphia Eagles and how we're, mentality going to attack them or get ready for this game. Everybody responded right.
You talk about the emotion of watching your brother, doing the Super Bowl. But when you look across and see 62 out there, and I know you typically you don't really watch the other team's offense, but just being able to see him out there, what's that emotion going to be like?
Honestly, man, it's tough for me to watch the Eagles and not just watch my brother the entire play, man. I get fired up from just watching them. And honestly, I learned a little bit here and there about how to attack a guy in terms of leverage and some of the techniques that the old veteran over there has figured out. It's just, and also where his eyes are in terms of how coverage relates and stuff like that in the screen game. He's second to none when it comes to stuff like that.
And what's the wager? Is there back and forth?
There is no wager. No. I still got to call him. I got a few people that need tickets. I got to give them a shout.
That was actually going to be my question. What kind of game week trash talk is there between you and your brother, or any?
There really isn't. I mean, we play on the same side, right? We're both offensive sides, so there's not much trash talk to go around. And plus, right now we're 2-1. We're just trying to get back on the winning train. I believe, or 1-2. I believe both the Eagles are the 1 and 2 as well. So.
You had another 100-yard game on Sunday, and that gives you the most past Tony Gonzalez for club history. I know you don't get too much of the numbers and accolades and that kind of thing, but Tony said that you're like a little brother to him. What's Tony Gonzalez to you?
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, he's like my uncle, man. He's like my older brother. He's always been right there. If I need to reach out for anything, I really haven't quizzed him or grilled him since my rookie year in this offseason. If you guys didn't see it on game day, we sat down and watched some film, and I was just sitting there and just grilling him on every single decision, what he was looking at, and what it is reassurance. That what I'm doing or what I could be doing at this point in my career can keep getting higher, better, and better every single week. And having a guy like that in your hip pocket, man, that's something I definitely don't take for granted.
Travis, we've heard from Patrick's side of it, obviously following the game on Sunday, but you guys are so good at improvising and understanding what your teammate is doing. I just wonder, with the interception, what's the lesson that's learned there, and is there anything that you can take away when you looked at it on film?
The biggest thing is just to communicate. I told him what I was thinking. He told me what he was thinking, and from there we just make and get an understanding of, all right, next time we'll do this, and that's the biggest thing, is to keep growing through conversation and through, film review as a team. And that's with everybody, if I see something, I'll go up to him and say, hey, this is what he told me in a situation like this. Let's try and work that into the next time, whatever it is. And that's just the culture of this offense.
The other thing about that 2017 game, I think that was sort of during a time when you were still getting a number of penalties, and that's really changed. I wonder if you could just account for how that's grown.
I remember I got a personal foul that game for yelling at the sideline when Kareem broke the long run.
That's right.
Just, yeah, I mean, it's little stuff like that is unneeded. I made the extra point harder on our field goal kicker. I'm not sure who it was back then. It might have been Santos. It might have been Bucker. I don't know.
No?
I'll let you guys figure that one out. But just just being more accountable, and that's having successful plays, and then when you think about doing something stupid, don't do it. That's as flat as easy as it is. Just be able to control that emotion, man.
Are you proud of that? Are you proud of that part of your growth?
I mean, you have to be. What I'm more proud of is that I represent the team in the right way. That's the biggest thing, because I wasn't doing that when I was doing those silly things and those stupid penalties.
Was there a point where you came to that realization?
Without a doubt, every time I did it. As soon as I did, I'm walking off the field. Shouldn't have done that.
Time you threw the flag against Jacksonville, you threw it at the referee?
That kicked me out of the game. It took me out of the game in, I believe, the first half. So that was silly, and I regret doing it to this day, man.
Travis, I have one more question about your brother, given you mentioned Ertz. You lost a bet with him recently about the trade and has these like beach blonde hair. I was
He
wondering.
looks sweet, man. He looks sweet. He's got like the Bosworth swag going right now. It's like a Street Fighter or something, man. It's pretty sweet. I'm digging it. I don't know how long I'll keep it.
One quick fun one, I guess. Cincinnati, Notre Dame this week, right? I don't think we've talked to you since Cincinnati's going to move to the Big 12. Just what are your thoughts about your alma mater? How big this one is this week, and kind of what it would mean to be in the Big 12?
The Bearcats, baby. Listen, I love UC. Ever since I was there, the people still got a good group of people. When I was there, are still there, running the ship. And sure enough, Coach Fickle has those guys playing their tail off. I'm happy for the university to get into a bigger conference, and what that'll do for the recruiting, and what it'll do for that that fan base, that Bearcats fan base, and make them that much more rowdy there in the NIP. I love everybody back there at Cincinnati. Hopefully I can get back to a game before the end of the season. But this week's a big week, man. We get to play my ex-coach, Brian Kelly, man, who I had a lot of respect for. He had me at quarterback a little bit. Don't know if that was the plan the whole time, but it was. We had a lot of fun back then. And to see where he's at Notre Dame, being I think the most winningest coach there or something like that. Yeah, that's impressive stuff. So I think it'll be a great challenge for the Bearcats, man. But I think we'll pull away.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot, Travis.
You see.